Hello,
Hi, how are you? My name is Ruben Salim and this is Chase
Chase.
Salim. We are going to be looking at some classical games
Yep.
and we thought we would share with you. We'll just analyze them. It's nothing complicated. We'll just look at why certain moves were made
Okay.
and we'll look at uh, how we can measure up in our own games
Yeah.
against other people in comparison to those. So we'll call this series Know Your Classics. Classics are games that we played a long time ago.
Okay. So if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Follow us on Twitch.
Oh, fantastic. Okay. Are you ready to jump in?
Yep.
Okay, good. I chose the following game because Alekine actually recommended. Alekine was the third world champion, fourth world champion. He beat Capablanca. So I thought if he recommended it, it should be worth looking at. So
Okay.
the game is between a guy called Pleci from Argentina against Friedman from Estonia, and it starts with e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop b5. This opening is called the Ruy Lopez. It's one of the oldest openings. It was actually studied by a Spanish priest. It
Was it in 1960? 1833?
was in the 1600s actually. It's a very old opening. So black goes a6. The idea behind the Lopez is that of course you can't win the pawn because there's a trick here where black just simply gets his pawn back. So everyone who plays this opening kind of knows this
I
trick.
haven't
So no,
played that in a long time.
oh really?
Not like 6 months. Maybe
So
less, but actually, yeah, it's been 6 months.
knight f6. Yeah, you've been playing a lot of the Scotch, right?
Yup.
Castles. He goes bishop e7 here. So the first part we're not going to really dig into because this is all opening theory. b5, bishop b3, d6, c3. So of course, someone who plays c3 wants to push d4, and here black plays knight to a5.
That's a move I would play in normal games because I just want the bishop here and that's all.
You mean, but white can run away with his bishop. I don't think that this is really a big deal. Um,
Well, then white's bishop still gets after, so
yes,
there
but
is a benefit.
there is a, yeah, you do chase up. I think Chicory is also one of the advocates of this move. And it's got its pluses, but then it's got also its minuses. You are putting the knight on the wing on a5.
Well, then you have to wait for white to just chase it.
Oh, what if I know that your knight is not well placed on a5, I'm not going to chase it. Right? I feel it's premature. I think it is playable. It's worth trying. So white goes bishop c2 and
Well, the
black.
bishop's also horribly placed. So
Correct, yeah. So white ventures to open it up. So he goes d4.
opening the juggernaut file.
Yeah, he wants to. Of course, black is not going to help him. Hopefully, he goes queen c7 and white goes a4. So he wants to open this file and then pin this rook, which is on a8, which is not protected. It kind of makes sense.
Yep.
So after a4, black goes rook b8. Okay, so this I think is a mistake. Here, you're supposed to either close this file so that the a file doesn't get opened. Let's say with a move like b4, or maybe somehow figure out how to protect this. Bishop b7 doesn't look so nice because the knight is slowly running out of space on the edge.
Mm,
So I think that this move, removing this rook from this file, is probably
the
an,
best because if
it's an admission that maybe I haven't played my pieces well. Because the file is always going to be there
for white,
for white, yeah. So I think this is kind of like a small mistake, not so huge, but
more mistakes in the end are very big.
yes, exactly. It's an accumulation of these mistakes. So white opens the file.
So like the more mistakes, those mistakes become bigger.
Exactly, yeah. And here's also the thing about
And they
chess.
just bunch up together to make a big mistake, the giantest mistake.
Yes. So the advantage in chess is in four ways. You can have an advantage in material, like you've got more pieces,
Space?
or space, or development, or attack, right? In this particular case, white gave up on space when he gave up this open file.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean black. So white gained space.
That black is also trying to gain space right now.
Yes, but white has got the attack, kind of like the initiative, right? Because
Okay.
he's got to move. So now he takes on e5, and black only can respond. I mean, this is natural because, of course, white makes the move first. Um,
And white chooses the opening, which I hate sometimes when I'm black. But some people play d4.
yeah. So now there's a small tactic in this position because if we look at the queen, it's a bit overworked,
Because it has to guard like the knight.
and the knight and the pawn.
Yeah. And white can just play knight takes e4. 5.
Yeah.
And then here comes the dominoes.
But here, I think white jumps the gun a little bit. He could have waited for this by playing something like knight bd2. It needed preparation before he could just rush and capture here.
Capture e5. Are you capturing already?
That's what he did, yeah.
Oh gosh.
He took on e5. I mean, it looks justified, but after you analyze the game, you just realize that I think maybe he had not seen everything. Because this kind of helps black. Because every time you lose something, you gain something, whatever it is. So, for instance, here, before
Why
this,
do you have to
before
play it right away? Can't you just play like a developing move or something?
you can, but let's say during a game, you see this move, it looks like well, there's nothing wrong with it.
True.
It's material. But it's after you analyze a few things further on. But this is why you look at classic games because they give you an idea of what to do and what not to do, right? So he takes on e5. Let's look at it further and what happens in the game. Black takes and white takes. So
Oh
now in this
gosh.
position, uh, white is up a pawn. But
Does that even make white better this rate?
well, let's say you are looking at the position in a game. I would be thinking I'm up a pawn, and that would be good. It's a pawn. It's a pawn. The problem with this is that as much as it improves white's material, he loses the initiative. It gains black the initiative.
A bit.
Absolutely, yeah. Because the problem for white, which he didn't think about earlier, is that if you look at his king side, he's got, he's got
There's a queen side attack coming.
yes, there's no defend. Now there's a principle in chess that
Knight to b5, I think. b4,
g4.
g4. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Why did bishop to g4 try and make the f pawn move or the queen move?
Yeah, but why not go for the attack? Because it's good justification, right? There's no defender. In chess, if your opponent has got no defender, how many attackers do you need to?
3.
3 attackers, right?
Black might have 4 at this rate because black
It's
can
good to.
also play bishop to d6.
I guess let's define what an attacker is. An attacker is any piece that can get to your king side in how many moves?
3.
2 moves.
Oh,
So if you look at this knight, it can get to the king in 2 moves. This queen, 2 moves. This bishop,
almost 1 move.
2 moves also, right? So
Even
he's got
maybe
at least
sometimes he can take 1 move.
he's got at least 3 moves. He's got at least 3 attackers. So his attack is quite
The
justified.
bishop on e7 can also attack, but probably can't get there that fast.
Actually, it can get there in 2 moves. I didn't even think about that. 1, 2.
Well, it can't just jump over the queen.
Yeah, okay, that's a problem, yes. But if you look at bishop d6,
Yeah.
comes with the tempo. Of course, there's f4. But this is what's cool about this. He should have, the guy who's playing white should have been able to tell that here.
What is rating?
I don't know. At that time, there was no ratings. You should have been able to tell here that if I take on e5, yes, I gain material, but suddenly I'm opening. This pawn is blocking the queen side pieces from getting to the king side.
So suddenly you're just opening the juggernaut file.
Exactly. It's not even a file, it's a diagonal, right? Rook takes a5.
It's a file for the queen and the bishop, so.
It's a diagonal.
What's file?
File is like this, right?
Yeah, but it's going straight to the side.
Correct. Okay, knight g4.
That's just my theory, okay?
So he has to block this attack. So he goes g3. This is preventing mate on h2.
Queen h5.
I just want you to see that if let's say for instance
Queen h5.
if he had
or
gone like this,
what?
this would give black a winning attack also, because he could play queen c7, let's say rook a1, and then go c4, and now the bishop is coming on c5.
Wow, and I know that folk.
Yeah.
No,
so,
but actually the queen. The queen. The
yeah,
queen is this is checkmate. The queen.
Yeah.
If you don't stop this, it's almost checkmate.
Yeah, it's a problem. It won't
If that bishop wasn't there, then
you could play,
then
for instance, bishop c5. You could play queen e2 here. So here, if you play the queen, it would be incorrect because now he's got bishop e3. But if you play bishop c5, this would be very strong. Because now after king here, he's got this check.
And you're just gonna moink.
Yeah, knight d3, and this is winning, right? So here, that's why after
I was thinking about this mother mate for a sec.
Yeah, no, I know, but there is defense, right? So after queen g3,
but you still have to lose quite a bunch of material.
Yeah.
And 2 pawns. That's actually good.
Yeah, so he continues with queen h4, which makes sense. He has to continue with the attack. So he's a pawn down, but
why is attack down?
Yeah, and like white is being forced to do things he doesn't want to do here. The only way to defend against this check here is to play.
This went from just old school to new school.
Pawn to h4. Okay, so here we arrive at a critical moment. I mean, white is really messed up in allowing
black to do attack.
To do this, yeah. And
this is almost like what 6 pawns. Okay, not what 6 pawns, but like 4.
Yeah, so yeah.
Or checkmate, which is worth everything.
Now the problem with attack is you have to keep playing optimum moves. You can't just play basic move and expect it to work. Here he plays the move bishop takes h4. And this looks enterprising and looks okay, but there's many flaws with this move. It's actually a mistake.
What? Huh?
But it's very complicated. It's not easy. It's not an easy.
It's very tough.
Yeah, it's not an easy line for humans to actually look at everything about, especially over the board. It's an intuitive move that you can make over the board because you
probably
feel.
A computer could only survive this position.
Yeah.
A computer is the only thing that would survive in this position. You know, computers probably are good at calculating.
Mm-hmm.
What are computers bad at again?
What is it?
Why are computers bad at again?
They're bad at more like a decision making of a positional nature. Like for instance,
calculating, they just chop people.
Yeah, they will chop us quickly. So here, for instance, the better move is just castling.
Because computers also have calculators.
Yeah, this would be fine, but then if you play it like this, white would be able to jump in with a few pieces into the game, and this would be like bishop f4.
This would be a peanut position.
Rook b7 and maybe queen to d5, forcing maybe an exchange of queens.
Yeah, because if you don't, if you don't and play queen to g6, e5 is coming in. That pawn is really far into your king position.
Yes, and it opens up this diagonal.
And then queen g6
would be a pin though. But the point is this, right?
Okay, queen b g6, you can't really play there maybe, but
there's you can prepare it. You can play something like knight a3, and now e5 is a threat, and the bishop is protected, and the knight is also attacking b5. So that would be a good move. It's a good
and
idea also. But let's go back to the game.
black's position is really bad.
Yeah.
Because the queen may get trapped,
Yeah.
the king side attack.
Exactly. So h4.
Oh gosh.
h4, and here he took on h4.
That's a
so
move. That's a move I
so yeah,
was
they could
thinking.
be, you could discuss all the mistakes of it, but okay, that's what he played. He played bishop takes h4. It makes sense if you are in a game because you are trying to attack, and
I think I know what's the defense is honestly. If pawn take, if white takes pawn, what if and then queen takes h4? What if bishop to f4?
okay, so we're going to look at that. Here takes h4, and this is what also black was convinced that after this white should be lost, but actually white is not lost. It's got a lot of
Bishop f4.
defensive resources. So your idea is wrong actually. If you play bishop f4, then black is justified in his attack and is winning, because queen
Oh,
f2 check, and now you have to go king h1 is the only move, and after
queen takes f5. Oh,
yeah, there's a lot of ideas. I mean, just queen f4 simply wins, right? This justifies everything that he has done. So that would be the wrong defensive plan. So after queen h4, you need to defend this and you need to defend that. And the only move which does that is queen f3. It's clearly forced, right?
out of everything, queen f3.
Yeah, queen f3. Queen f3 defends f2. Yes, you can check him here, but if he comes here, you don't have enough pieces. So here's the problem of not having completed development. Other pieces are not taking part in the attack, right? So after queen f3, black goes queen h2 check. Only move for white is king to f1. And now it goes knight to e5. Very good. When you're in an attack, you're looking for these moves which quickly get the pieces involved. It opens up for the bishop to come to h3 check.
This might be winning for black.
Maybe. But again, you have to calculate. This position is not about a positional. This is like the computer type position we were talking about. Right?
Computers can calculate so easy like this.
Yeah, but this queen is under attack, right?
And you probably can't even leave it on e2.
So white finds a good move.
Bishop h3.
Queen goes to g3.
Bishop h3 for black.
Yeah. Okay, so here you could have tried bishop f4, but the problem is that after take.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Take. After this, black has got sufficient compensation here.
And black is just winning. Sad day for white. That's what happens when you be too greedy.
I don't think that he's got winning, but it's playable because he's got extra pawns, right? He's got an extra pawn, right? 2, 4, 5. He's got 1 pawn extra. He'd have to play carefully, but he's definitely the one playing for the win.
And giving a white a run for her money.
Exactly. So here, knight e5. That's why he played queen g3. And here, he plays queen h1 check. Okay. Your idea of playing bishop h3 check, its problem is that it will end up in queen exchanges, and he doesn't want queen exchanges.
Okay.
Because now, after king e2, bishop g4 check, the queen can go to e3. And now, if he goes, let's say knight c4 check, now king f4 attacks also the bishop. So let's say king takes, and the knight takes on a5. And here, you take on g4. Now, this kind of position, let's say after castle shot.
I'm good with the rooks.
Yeah, the two pieces compensate for the rook, and I think white is clearly better. These endings are always better for the guy with the minor pieces.
I, I, I like the rooks more than minor pieces. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I hear you.
I struggle with the minor
So
pieces
that's
in the
why he didn't
end.
play that. After he played queen h1 check. Say properly.
Okay.
So queen h1 check, king e2, and now he goes queen h5 check. These moves make sense from an attack point of view, but already here um, black is losing. His attack lacks pieces. He's just attacking with few pieces, and the king is able
Why
to
did
do it.
bishop to g5? Oh,
Uh, huh?
why did bishop g4?
Instead of queen h5.
Yes.
Okay. So,
Knight going on e5.
so the problem is this, right? After check, the white queen can just take.
Like this? Wait, no. Queen takes here.
Okay, queen takes on check, king takes, and now knight takes d4. Now we've got that ending, which I told you that the minor pieces are better in.
Okay.
Which is clearly winning for white. So queen h5 check tries to avoid losing the queen or exchanging queens
It's
because
not clearly win if I'm playing white because I hate the minor pieces in the endgame.
well, you need to learn to be objective, right? So here also black was hoping that this move would work. Knight f3.
Why would it work?
Well, a
You
few
can't.
reasons. If you take with the queen,
Why would you take with your queen when there's bishop to g4?
yeah. So that was the point, right? The other thing is you don't have time to take on b8 because he's got some discoveries here.
No, he's got some salty discoveries
So here,
that he can't move his bishop.
white plays a simple and cool move, king f2.
Just annoying what black even does.
But even this is not the best. So in this position, and it's a bit difficult to kind of for humans to do this. He was supposed to play something like bishop f4. Yeah.
Of course, a computer would see that.
Yeah. The point is that okay, let's start with knight check, king takes, and now he has to rescue his rook. If he doesn't, let's say he goes rook b7, then we've got this queen g7. It's a messy position, but white is clearly winning. It's got too many daggers ready to jump into black's position. So this was actually clearly winning, but allowing a discovered check is not really easy for people. So what
Why
we
would
did,
I allow that? Actually,
so
no. Once I've allowed that.
he played this move.
Once I allowed it, I discovered a check and it didn't do anything.
Yeah, you have to calculate. It's very important that you're objective again. Knight takes e1, and now here king takes e1.
Sometimes when I'm in my try mode,
Yeah, but
I
now
found very
here black is messed up a little bit. So
black just got messed up.
this move king f2 was a mistake, and now he's actually uh, losing.
Who?
Right.
How?
Well, I think he just played a very passive move. King f2 was a passive move. He needed to get his pieces quickly into the game. So black goes check on h1. White goes king f2. And here, again, I think black fails to appreciate the need to get more pieces into the game. If he had played this move, rook b6, this is a very strong move. Because now the rook can jump into the attack also.
Threatening rook to g6.
Exactly. So I think he messed up a little bit.
Maybe a lot in the whole game.
Yeah. But anyway, he sees a check and he gives a check.
See, just because you see a check doesn't mean it does anything.
But also, like people
People
under pressure in a game, it's a bit difficult to be very objective about this. King F2.
Why would you play? Okay.
And here, the reason why he gave this check is he wanted to take here
What if queen
on
takes
C1.
b8?
But this
Actually,
already,
no, not queen takes b8. Second thought. Black would just get 3 minor pieces.
yeah.
3.
But
Okay, maybe I'm
but this is
bad,
a
but
very
3 is
unbelievable
too
mistake.
much.
He taking on C1. I mean, there's so many reasons why he should have been able to see this. It comes with check. He still is attacking.
White's position is bad.
Yeah, I don't think it's winning, but it's very difficult to
Bad.
play definitely for white. So here, this would have been very difficult to meet. Maybe they played bishop f4, and then if black castles,
Bishop e5? No.
this queen is irritating here. Maybe queen g1, and you'd go into that ending, which I was saying. But okay, black is much more active here. So, but this queen c1 is not a good move. It's a mistake. Besides, black could definitely white could find perpetual checks here.
Perpetual check wouldn't be that hard to find sometimes in this position.
Because the king is open, right?
Yeah, because like queen to e4, king.
This is what he did actually. Queen to e5 check.
e5, yeah. Then if king f8,
Now, what I thought was
then
interesting,
queen to d3, and you can't play king to g8, and you have to move your king back. Queen to e5, if you play king to d8, you play queen to d6, and then you have to go back, and then do. And white could just draw.
yes, but black makes a mistake here.
He plays king f8.
Okay, so I looked at Alekine's analysis, and he thought that black was lost here. But I checked with the computer, black is not lost.
Black's winning?
It's drawn actually.
Drawn, okay.
So in the game, black played king d8.
Alekine,
and this is the blunder. The correct move is king d7, and if he plays king d8, there's this move queen d6 check.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Which wins material. Right?
Yeah, but black can't just find a perpetual?
How? If he goes to e8, now queen b8.
Queen takes c2 for black.
So now, the difference is this. It's very important to understand. Let's say if you play queen b8 at once at the beginning, right?
Why?
First he plays check, and let's say you go king g3, and now he plays castles, right? So now the difference is that now
he can't castle.
Yes, he can castle. Check, and that's why he couldn't play bishop e6 because you take with check also, right?
And then that's just losing.
That's just losing also.
Because you're losing like 2 rooks.
But if he had played king d7, then there's no check.
There's no da-da-da.
There's no check at the same time attacking the rook. So if you check him, let's say on d5, you would simply play king e8. And now if you repeat the check,
oh, it's just a draw.
It's just a draw. And if you check him on c6, then there's bishop d7 and you are not attacking the rook.
You're just attacking a piece of A.
So his mistake here was just a calculation mistake. He was not lost. Queen e5 check, king d8, and now queen check. And if he goes here, which he does, if he goes bishop d7, then the b8 rook gets taken with check, and he's losing. So after queen here, king e8, now he's lost, right? And the solution is to just take the rook. But Alekhine did, what's his name? Pleci didn't play that. He played rook a7. And this is still winning, but it's not the best move. Okay?
But if Winning, sometimes that's all you need.
Yeah, queen check, and
King G3.
yeah, no, he just plays knight d2. Just
Knight to D2. You don't even need to play King A3.
no, knight d2 is right. It's
Wow.
fine.
Got
Yeah,
it.
after this, there's no check.
And I just blocks
So
everything.
now it goes rook b7.
Okay, how funny.
Right, and now very good move. Rook a8, and now rook c7. And now
So
he wants to
sad.
take this rook, but this
You
knight.
can't even say.
But this simple move just protects the knight and now threatens queen takes rook.
Anywhere.
And this king cannot run away.
Like a little leech rat.
Is um, queen a4.
Yeah.
Um,
Trying to give your queen away. Just to stop checkmate.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, it's quite bad.
For black.
Yeah, because
Because
this queen a4 just is taken, and after b takes a4,
queen takes
queen takes
C7.
c7, and there's not much you can do now. After bishop g4 check, king e3, black simply resigned. Now,
Okay.
these kind of games are good because uh, it gives you a balanced view that when you're looking at these classic master games, people made mistakes
Yes.
and they were trying to win. They were very practical, and the mistakes they made here were very like modern masters wouldn't make it because we've got the advantage of maybe analysis with computers. We learn our calculation is much better than those players at the time, but there is a lot of value in seeing how the game went. Okay, you
Okay.
can learn a lot. Okay, so this will be game one of our classic games, and
Okay.
I hope you learned something from it.
We're going to have to end the video.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, good. Thank you for following us. If you followed us in analyzing this game, I hope you enjoyed also and learned something from it. Just
Okay.
hit the like button and follow button if you enjoy our
On
content,
Twitch.
and you can find us on Twitch on ACL Chess. Okay, have a lovely